Mylan says it will launch a generic alternative to the EpiPen, costing $300 per 2-pack carton, a 50% discount over the name brand. This comes after widespread public frustration and concern over the cost of the EpiPen, whose list price has climbed nearly 550% over 8 years. Joining us now to discuss the latest is WSJ reporter Austen Hufford. Austen, thanks so much. Do we know, first off, if this generic version will be identical to the name brand?
Yes, I mean, as all generics are, they're the same effectiveness and they do the same thing. Is that?
But in the case of the EpiPen, will the mechanism be the same?
Yes, it will be the same people trained in EpiPens can use this also.
So it'll have that same sort of, because I think what makes the EpiPen so popular is it's so easy to use. It will have that exact same puncture mechanism.
Yes, exactly.
So I guess that begs the question then, who's going to buy the name brand?
Right, and that is always a question. When generics are released, I mean, typically the branded version, the sales drop a lot. In this case, though, there is some thought that's, depending on the insurance, it still might be cheaper to get the original EpiPen versus generic, depending on the type of insurance you have. All
right, so this also suggests, because they are releasing this quite quickly, that they've had a generic version in the works for a while, doesn't it?
Right, potentially. The way a lot of times it works is that when a generic version of a drug is released, the original branded company releases an authorized generic version.
Right.
It's unique in this case is that they're releasing the authorized generic, even though there isn't a real alternative to EpiPen at the moment.
Now we know Chief Executive Heather Bresch also had something to say about this as she released it. She says the complexity and opaqueness of today's branded pharmaceutical supply chain and the increased shifting of costs to patients as a result of high deductible health plans. To me, that sounds like she's throwing the healthcare industry under the bus a little bit.
Right. I mean, from her statements last week and her statement today, she definitely is saying that it's not just Mylan's actions. This also is part of the larger healthcare reform and healthcare issues facing American in total.
And yet it's hard to ignore that huge leap in cost for the EpiPen. And certainly Mylan has endured a PR nightmare over the past few weeks. Lawmakers, celebrities, the press, everyone has been criticizing this. So do we have any idea what it's been like behind the scenes there?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell, but the criticism is keep coming. You know, even today after the release, some advocacy groups are calling for the original prices to be rolled back too. You know, it's hard to see what's going to happen from here.
Right. All right, but we do know that this generic brand will be available when?
They said several weeks, which is pretty soon.
Pretty soon, and time for the new school year. All right. Thank you so much, Austen, for that.